Well, what it really means is what money corporations can use to engage in electoral speech. It used to be that corporations, if they wanted to try to influence the outcome of an election, would have to do what parties, candidates, and PACs have to do. I mean, they would have to go out, solicit voluntary contributions, and say, "Hey, who wants to support our political agenda? Give us money to do that." And they would do so on the same terms as everyone else. What the Citizens United opinion means is that they now don't have to just use voluntary money. They can use their shareholder funds. They can use the investments of individuals who, may have invested in the corporation with no thought at all of engaging in politics. And what this means in terms of policy is that every politician who is going to be taking on corporate interests is going to have to be treating that corporation's general treasury fund as a potential campaign war chest. I think that we're going to see this in all of the regulatory issues that are coming up right now. I think that we're going to see politicians be very wary of, for example, trying to impose offshore drilling regulations on the oil companies, knowing the vast amount of money that the oil companies are now freed to pour into, directly into elections.
It doesn't appear that the High Court is going to change its stance in regards to the First Amendment and corporate spending. What can Congress do in this situation?
I think that there are 3 bills currently pending before Congress that are all important all important elements of the response. The Disclose Act certainly will help keep our politics from purely being about backroom deal making. I mean, if corporations want to engage in politics, fine, let them, but at least let people know that that is what they're doing. At least let the voters know when they do vote who it is who's paying for their laws. The Fair Elections Act is, I think, our most important priority at the Brennan Center. This establishes congressional public financing for elections. And the way the bill works is it builds on existing grassroots networks so that, a small donation is matched to become a substantial donation. And what this does is this allows candidates with support from their actual constituents, from the grassroots, to be able to wage a viable campaign against those candidates who are backed by big money. It leverages the power of the grassroots. Okay. And then finally, there's the question of whether corporations should be able to play politics with other people's money. The Shareholder Protection Act has been introduced, and that would require corporations to do what they're not currently required to do, which is disclose political spending to their shareholders, to their boards, and in some cases seek consent from shareholders before using shareholder funds to engage in electoral politics.
Okay, and I'll let you go in a second, but where can some of our readers go to find out information about these acts that you just talked about and how they could get behind supporting them?
I think that the Brennan Center's website, which is www.brennancenter.org, has information pertaining to all of these acts. There's been a lot of discussion as to where these acts will move in the next couple of weeks. There seems to be a window of opportunity before the midterm elections to get something done. So we certainly hope that people will be talking to their representatives and to their senators about how important it is to push back against what the court has done.